Well, it's been a while, hasn't it? Well, this is a random video, but ever since I beat Dark Souls Remaster, like I think not too long ago, I decided, hey, let's make an interesting video. So today I'm bringing you top or my favorite, or at least two of my favorite bosses from Dark Souls 1. Very random, yes. And then we'll also do a little spin, maybe my top two least favorite bosses. So, how about we get this started right about now? So let's start off this list, or at least favorite. My second least favorite boss definitely has to go to Ceaseless Discharge on this one. I mean, I like his design. I think I sort of like his boss fight. I don't think. Well, I mean, at least from I remember, I couldn't hit the fucking dude. Or at least I can only hit his nub arms or whatever. And I found that quite annoying. I think it's still, which is coming up soon. I think it's the little cheese kill you can do to him, which I think puts this boss for at least second least favorite. I mean, other bosses, I think they have that cheesy method, but this literally only takes like a couple swings to his little nubby arms and he's pretty much gonzo, and that's not a good boss in my opinion. I really don't have much to say on this dude. It's the second least favorite. The way you handle his fight usually, especially if you cheese him, is, you know, pretty easy upon itself. I think other than that, I don't have much to say about Ceaseless Discharge. I feel like they could have made him a lot better in terms of actually fighting him. But hey, you know, he's number 2, and that's where he's going to be. Now on to my least favorite boss, that being the Bed of Bad Design, or as others call it, Bed of Chaos. This boss, I feel like, is bad for a couple of reasons. For one, at least the video I'm showing you sped up. Probably the ×4, which is probably a bad idea. Which is right about now. The platform's fallen, and this boss likes to fucking sweep you with her arms and shit, and potentially knocking you off. Now, I got lucky destroying the two side things that actually opens up the middle. But my problem with this boss consists of fucking just, when she does that, you probably will be unlucky and she'll knock you off. And I honestly don't think that's good game design. Now, I don't know if you guys remember, but at least this last part was actually rushed. And I feel like that shows. And I think I'm making the subject of this boss being total garbage going on way too long, and I should probably actually get to my favorite bosses, or two favorite bosses of this game. As you can see, the treks are long and shit, and you need a ring especially to do this, and I find that very annoying. Or, well, for the Four Kings, I don't mind too much, because it's only, like, minor. Same for this, but, like, I don't know, there's something about it. Like, this whole area feels, like, very rushed, and you could tell this boss was rushed. Now, I get unlucky the second time here, and I don't know. This is where my main complaints from the boss, like, comes from. Yeah. The Bed of Bad Design, or the Bed of Chaos, is my least favorite boss of this entire game. And there's nothing I can change my mind about it. I personally, like, I don't know, it's just this boss shows of bad game design, and I think everyone knows that. If you like this boss, good on you. You are the minority that likes, like, fucking platforming in a Dark Souls game. Which, hey, you know, Dark Souls Mario crossover, I mean, that's the dream right there. That actually I wouldn't mind that. I'm pretty sure a decent amount of people wouldn't mind that. But hey, you know, I don't see any fucking Mario sections in this game, so why should it be for a boss entirely? I don't know. Bad rush game design here. So, yeah. Bed of Chaos, my number 1 least favorite boss. Now let's actually move on to my favorite bosses of this game. Now we are moving on to my favorite bosses, and number 2, I would say, goes to Sif. And for a couple of reasons. I feel like the lore behind this boss is pretty sad upon itself, and I'm a guy for like soft stories like this. That's probably not correctly using the word, but hey, whatever. Yeah, I like this boss in terms of a natural fight. I didn't get it on footage, but there's actually a secret cutscene if you go to the DLC first before fighting Sif. Rescuing Sif, actually, in the Abyssal area, I guess, before Manus. You get a special little cutscene for Siffy here, for Grey Wolf Sif. Yeah. I can't English today for some reason. Yeah, you get like a special cutscene where like, you know, she like cares for you and shit. And if you don't, or well, if you haven't seen that cutscene yet, I highly suggest you check it out. I think it's like, yeah, it's just a special cutscene for Sif, and you just feel so sad for like, you know, Sif and stuff. And I feel sad for Sif. And there's actually, I think it's about now, when you have Sif full health, here, I think it's he or she starts to limp, and that's just pretty sad upon itself. And I find that good attention to detail for a great boss. Yeah, I would say Sif is definitely my second favorite boss of this entire game. Probably a, I don't know, different opinion, but I think number 1 would actually surprise a decent amount of people. So let's move on to number 1. And my number 1 favorite boss in this entire game goes to Gwen, the actual final boss of this game. I like Gwen as a final boss. Some would disagree, but I think he's a good final boss. That's probably because sometimes I play pretty aggressive when I play these games, and usually I'm on Gwen's ass, and sometimes I'm good at spacing between his attacks. Or I'm just a cheapy dude who likes to have 20 Estus before a final boss and, you know, just heal through his attacks, poise through him, because, you know, screw it, this is Dark Souls, play your own way type of deal. I liked him. I feel like he could have been worked around a bit more. I feel like this is another thing of ways that he's designed, but I don't see that. I liked him as a boss. I feel like he attacks too fast. Sometimes it attacks, or he attacks too much, and probably he swings too fast. And I feel like that's a trouble for some people, and that's a trouble for me sometimes. But hey, you know, I got through it. I beat him again, and I'm glad I did. So, yeah, these are my, you know, top 2 least favorite and favorite bosses of Dark Souls 1. Next time we're gonna move on to Dark Souls 2, my favorite Dark Souls game of the series, and we're gonna talk about my favorite and least favorite bosses there. So, you know, look out for that. Other than that, guys, hope you enjoy. Oh, and look out for the outro, because there's going to be a death montage, or at least a little death montage of me dying to go in and hearing me rage, sort of. Because, you know, that's the type of thing people do these days. Yeah, like, comment, favorite, and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Fuck you, Gwen! And point down. Finally, thank Christ. That totally wasn't worth it, though. Sorry about this at last second, but I hope you enjoy this rage compilation, I guess. Oh, fuck. Fuck, what the hell? What's the good thing about having 20 Estus? Is that I can spam heal when I'm getting my ass kicked and just brush off the damage. Oh, okay. You can swing that at the speed of light. I didn't know that. Oh fuck, I forgot to pop humanity before I win it. I had like no health.
Ah, fuck!
Whoa, 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 whoa. Alright. 9 times the charm. No! Why? Oh my... Come on.